why Declan Rice is Arsenal's most important player of the season already. Rarely when a footballer signs for a record-breaking transfer fee does that player become an instant hit. How many times in football have we seen a player go for big money and they have bad starts, and you always hear excuses like, oh, he needs time to settle, oh, he's letting the price tag get to his mind. Think back to players like Jack Grealish in his first season at Man City, and Enzo Fernandez and Moise Caicedo at Chelsea now, who both look promising, but the way Declan Rice has been for Arsenal in his first 3 months of the club, nothing short of sensational. This player is so good at what he does. He's become so vital to the Arsenal already, and I'm not exaggerating when I say £100 million looks like a bargain for him. Ask any Arsenal fan, Rice has lived up to every expectation they had of him and even more. Fans of West Ham saw Rice's true abilities, and now Arsenal and the wider football world are seeing it. Since Rodri had become so integral to how Man City play, Mikel Arteta, who basically copies everything Guardiola does, needed his version of Rodri, and Declan Rice was the man. Arteta even had to fight off Man City to sign Rice. But not wanting to be Rodri's second-hand man, Rice knew he had to be the leader he was at West Ham in Arsenal, so Rice made up his mind and chose Arsenal. From the first few games, Rice showed his true value to the club. He done the dirty work, he tracks back, he has incredible stamina, he doesn't seem to tire out even in the 90th minute. He has incredible temperament, hardly loses his cool, hardly even picks up a yellow card, and his tackling is impeccable. His interceptions are like Kante, and on the attacking front, he's improving game by game, and soon he'll become a great box-to-box midfielder like his idol Yaya Toure. Declan Rice has started all 9 games for Arsenal this season, scoring 2 goals. But those 2 goals weren't just any 2 goals. The first one was a last-minute winner against Man United, and the second one came against Chelsea as Arsenal were losing and he brought them back into the game. These 2 are very important goals, and it came from Arsenal's most defensive midfielder. Some other notable stats to throw out there: Rice has a higher pass completion rate than the likes of Martin Odegaard. He almost has double the number of progressive passes than Odegaard. Rice has completed the most tackles in the whole team, and he's joint highest in blocks. I say all this to show his versatility. Rice does the defensive duties, but he also does the attacking stuff. The official Premier League stats show that Bukayo Saka is Arsenal's highest rated player this season with a rating of 7.77, and Declan Rice is second with 7.30. But as brilliant as Saka is, his ratings usually go up because he scores goals and provides assists. But for Declan Rice, a defensive midfielder, to be the second highest rated player from a defensive midfield position shows the command he is having in the midfield, because there have been some games where Saka has been anonymous, but Rice hasn't had a single bad game yet. There hasn't been a single game where Rice has gone missing. He plays his heart out. He has a classic English mentality of never giving up, and it shows in his matches when Arsenal's backs are against the wall and Rice comes alive. So as brilliant as Rice's stats are, what is most impressive about Declan Rice, in my opinion, is his leadership qualities. People can make light of it, but it makes such a big difference on the pitch and to a team. What does leadership mean? It means mentality, going the extra mile when the team isn't doing well. It means organising the defence, making last-ditch tackles and interceptions, running forward to help in attack, but then busting your lungs to help out in defence. And it makes Arsenal defenders Saliba and Gabriel's lives so much easier when they have Rice in front of them, and it makes the defenders look so much better. The likes of Jamie Carragher, Frank Lampard, Gary Neville have all said Declan Rice is a future England captain. Frank Lampard did everything he could for Chelsea to sign Declan Rice. In the modern game, leadership is hard to find, and Arsenal are lucky to have their official captain Martin Odegaard, and they have an unspoken captain in Declan Rice. Now, it won't be too long until Declan Rice is given the vice captaincy role, which he fully deserves already. So this is what makes Rice so valuable to a price tag of £100 million. It's not just his statistics, it's the character, and all successful teams have characters and leaders. As to my final point, there have been a lot of comparisons made between Declan Rice and Moise Caicedo at Chelsea. The similarities are that both went to big clubs in the summer for big money, and they both play in the same position. Now, Caicedo might have better stats. He might have slightly better interceptions, slightly better pressing, tackling stats, but Caicedo isn't half the leader Declan Rice is, and that's what creates the big gulf in between these two players. Now, Caicedo might become a leader, but he hasn't shown it yet. He hasn't shown that when Chelsea are losing, he comes alive and brings the team forward. and Declan Rice has shown that almost every time Arsenal is losing. There's an old comparison in cricket between the two greatest spinners in the world, Shane Warne and Muttiah Muralitharan. Now Muralitharan has the better stats than Shane Warne, but all cricket fans will tell you that Shane Warne is still the better player. This is because Shane Warne was a leader, he was a winner, he was an intimidator of opponents, he took crucial wickets at crucial times, and this is what separated Warne from Muralitharan. It's not just about the stats, and these leadership qualities is similar to what Declan Rice has if you compare him to someone like Moise Caicedo. Now Rodri is more of an apt comparison for Declan Rice, and in a few years, if Rice continues to develop under the Spanish influence of Mikel Arteta, develops his ball playing abilities, develops more up front, then Declan Rice is on course to being one of the best defensive midfielders in the world if he already isn't. So in conclusion, Arsenal have a star player in Declan Rice. They invested and they invested well. Not often does that happen. This is a golden period for Arsenal. They've got many great players at young age, and signing Declan Rice in a position where they needed strengthening a lot was a stroke of genius by Mikel Arteta and Arsenal's director of football, Edu. Rice has been brilliant for Arsenal this season, and barring injury, he will easily be in the team of the season, and he might even be one of the players of the season. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the content. Thank you.